All right, so you've been exploring some RoleCatcher resources on STEAM engineers. We're taking a deep dive today.
Definitely a cool field. Lots to unpack.
We've got excerpts from RoleCatcher's career guide, interview prep, and their platform overview. Seems like you're interested in this kind of work, so let's go beyond the surface level.
Yeah, definitely. It's a role with more depth than people might think.
It really does seem that way. For example, the career guide stresses research and development. I pictured more hands-on stuff, wrenches, boilers. But innovation seems huge here. What's driving that need, in your view?
Well, it's about finding smarter solutions, right? Like we think of steam as old tech, but it's still essential. Power plants, chemical stuff, even hospitals use it. So the question becomes how to make it better, more efficient, sustainable, even safer. That's where R&D comes in.
Like taking something powerful and giving it a tech upgrade for today's world.
Spot on. Look at the push for green tech, right? They're finding ways to use steam with renewables, cut emissions, constantly making it more efficient. It's a constantly moving target.
And that must lead to some exciting discoveries. The career guide even mentions those aha moments that come from teamwork.
Oh, absolutely. Nobody cracks these complex engineering puzzles alone. You've got facility managers, vendors, engineers from all different areas. I remember this one time working on a heat exchanger, and we were stuck on a tricky design problem.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a tough one. Then we brought in a chemical engineer, someone with a totally different take on how fluids work, and boom, their insight changed everything for us. Total breakthrough.
wow. So different perspectives can be the key. But the career guide also gets real about the demands, right? Physically tough, potential hazards, long hours, though it does mention the earning potential and job security too. What stands out most to you when you weigh those pros and cons?
Well, you got to be honest with yourself. It's not for everyone. You need to be comfortable with a hands-on job that also needs you to think on your feet. Always be learning.
That mix of practical skills and, like, mental flexibility is really interesting. But speaking of challenges, the interview prep stuff from RoleCatcher really highlights what employers are after.
And safety, wow, it's clearly a top priority for them. No kidding. One of the top interview questions listed is how do you ensure safety when working with STEAM equipment? So it's not just knowing the rules, it's that mindset you mentioned, being proactive. You hit the nail on the head. We're talking super hot pressurized systems. Any mistake, and things can get really bad. Employers need to know you're not just capable, but you're really on top of those safety protocols.
Right, like the saying goes, an ounce of prevention, but with much higher stakes here. But here's where the interview prep gets even more interesting. Of course, they want you to know your boiler types and how to fix things. But then there are questions about efficiency, regulations, even being a mentor to new engineers. That seems like it goes beyond the technical stuff.
Those are crucial, I'd say. Think about it. A really good steam engineer isn't just thinking about the machine itself. It's how it all fits in, the big picture. Can you make the system as efficient as possible, save the company money? Do you know all the rules and regs so things are up to code, avoiding those big fines? And can you teach what you know to the newer folks, build a culture of safety and doing things right?
It sounds like that mentoring aspect is really important in this field.
It's essential, no doubt. Experience is everything when you're dealing with these complex steam systems. A good mentor can help someone avoid the common mistakes, understand the little quirks of different equipment, and of course, developing that eye for safety, passing on those hard-won lessons.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. And on that note of qualifications, the career guide mentions some specific certifications that can give your career a boost, like CEM, CPE, Certified Boiler Operator. Having those credentials on your resume must make a difference.
Oh, absolutely. Think of those certifications like a seal of approval from the big guys in the industry. It shows you're dedicated to always improving, staying current on the tech and best practices. For employers, that's huge. It tells them you're serious.
Like leveling up your skills in a way everyone recognizes.
Exactly. And let's be real, in this job market, those certifications can give you a real leg up.
Speaking of getting an edge, let's talk about RoleCatcher itself. Their platform overview really emphasizes two things: customizing your application and getting seen by the right people. And they talk up their AI tools. As someone who's done hiring, do those really make a difference, or is that mostly hype? They make some pretty big claims about using AI to match your skills with the right jobs and even help you polish your resume and cover letter. Have you seen that actually work?
Well, there are definitely a lot more of those AI-powered tools for job seekers out there now, and some of them can be really useful, I'd say, if you use them the right way.
So it's not about replacing humans, but more like getting past that initial hurdle.
Exactly. Think about it. Recruiters are drowning in applications these days, right? So if an AI can pick out your relevant skills and experience, it might be what makes you stand out.
Like having an extra set of eyes on your application, but eyes that understand what the algorithms are looking for.
Yeah, you could say that, and that can be really powerful. But you have to remember, these AI tools are just that, tools, right? They can't replace a well-written resume, showing your passion, or being able to actually talk about your skills and what you've done in an interview.
Right. It's about using all the tools at your disposal,
Mm.
both the human ones and the AI ones, to really put your best foot forward.
So for someone listening who's been on this deep dive into the STEAM engineer world with us, what would you say is the key takeaway here? What should they be thinking about as they explore this career path more? I think it's about understanding that this job has so many different sides to it. Yeah, it's technical, demanding, you need to know those complex systems inside and out. But it's also about innovation, working together, and always being ready to learn something new.
That mix of hands-on work and brain power we talked about.
Exactly. And with the right resources, good preparation, and a real passion for this kind of work, it can be incredibly rewarding.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from how important safety is and all the research happening to mentoring and those aha moments when teams click. We even got into how technology, like those AI tools on RoleCatcher, can give you an advantage in the job market.
It's a field that's always changing, always moving forward.
And for anyone listening who's excited about the idea of working with these powerful, important systems, remember, there's always something new to learn, something new to discover in the world of STEAM engineering. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.